Hello all and welcome back to my channel, The Mug Life DIY. I am Julia and I am where's our heart, guys? I'm so excited to bring you this really fun challenge, which was hosted by my awesome friend Amber with DIY with Amber, and I am collabing with several other very talented ladies. So here is the little description picture that we have. We've got lovely moments creating, myself, DIY with Nadia, Crafty Leeny, and Starla Nacole. I will have the playlist in my description box so you can check out all of these awesome ladies. Now, I got my awesome, and it was a Chicago box sent to me, and I opened it up, and for the first project, let's see, this was my mandatory thing I had to graph with, was these little fall pumpkins. I loved the color, but I knew I couldn't exactly do a Christmas craft with pumpkins, or I wasn't even quite sure with this color. So I basically broke them down. I took all of the stickers off, I took the little stems, the ribbons, everything. And for some reason, I thought I can make a snowman. Now, my original thought was I just had to round out these edges a little bit. You could use a sander if you had one, but I didn't feel like going to my garage when I was crafting this. So I just carefully used my box cutter, and this is actually very sped up. I am going very slow and rounding out those edges best as I can, just so it so it doesn't look so boxy and looks like the pumpkin shape. I kind of wanted it to mimic a melting snowman. So that is what I'm going with for project number 1. Now, if you were wanting to recreate this piece, I would definitely say use some wood glue or a super strong adhesive or super glue, but I just used my hot glue and basically assembled the melting snowman, or it is going to be Olaf. I don't know why, the shape, it reminded me of Olaf, so I love some Frozen, and so that's what I was going with. Now, I did reinforce the bottom and the back sides with some craft sticks just to help all of the pumpkins to stay together. I did, as you can kind of see, on many of the different little creases, and I just wanted to make sure that it would stick together as best as I could. So this was the only way I could think of crafting it together. Then I just glued the head part of Olaf facing upward since he has a long face, and I was kind of thinking how Olaf would be melting and it would elongate everything. Then I wanted to make a little sign that Olaf would be holding, because the phrase that I definitely thought of is "some people are worth melting for," and I just thought it would be a really fun part that I could just add to the sign as if he is holding it up as he is melting away. I just took some of my craft sticks and glued them together, and wasn't really any rhyme or reason or exact science to it. I just glued it loosely together and placed it how I liked it, and then I went ahead and painted it a brown color. Now this took probably 2 or 3 coats of my white acrylic paint. It would probably work better if you had some white spray paint or even chalk paint, since that's a little bit thicker, but I still have not. Yes, I have not bought any spray paints or anything that I don't need, and I'm trying to use everything that I have. Then I began drawing, kind of slumping away different parts of Olaf. So I had his little coal buttons and his little twig hands, and just sketched them on there. Now, this one hand that I drew on the right hand side, I'm going to add my little sign that I made with the craft sticks. So I'll be gluing that at the very end after I have painted everything on. And for the face, I knew it wouldn't have to be exact, so I kind of just went off of memory of what Olaf's face looked like. Since he is melting, I wanted him to be a little bit more sad and droopy with his eyes. eyes, but I still wanted to give him a fun, cheerful smile. So even if you're not the best at drawing, this would be a really fun project because you wouldn't have to be perfect at it because he is melting. That is what is giving this its fun little charm and whimsical element. Then with all of my projects, my favorite part is always the painting. So after I had sketched all of the parts of Olaf, I just began filling in everything I wanted with the black. Just kind of loosely knew I wanted some of the eyes part to be black. I wanted his eyebrows to be black, even his little buttons. Just kind of went with what I knew I wanted to be black, and then I added in white to make the grays that I would want, and just kind of blended and had some fun as I was painting him. And if you are stopping by my channel for the first time and coming from the collab, definitely let me know down below where or whose channel you're coming from, and I would love if you would subscribe to my channel as well. I do a lot of, well, let's see, crafty, thrifted, bohemian, rustic vibe crafts, all for a very small budget. So if that is your thing and you enjoy just a little bit of fun, whimsical, definitely, I would love it if you would subscribe, and I would love to see where you're coming from. And after I painted the little arms, I went ahead and painted, which is actually a pumpkin color orange, which I really loved, for his nose. And I didn't quite like the color that I had painted my sign. So I went back in with some blue, and I really like how the blue stood out a lot more against the brown, and I just thought it popped and was a little bit easier to read, which is the quote, "Some people are worth melting for," and I just thought it added a really cute little phrase that he would be holding up. And here is the, let's see, melting Olaf sign. I did add a little bit of sparkle and glitter paint, which I kind of wanted it to be drooping and melting as Olaf is, and I did that from the very top of his head, and I'll give you a little short preview. Now on to my second project. I am going to be upcycling this bottle, which is a dish soap bottle. I believe it's Method soap. I love this smell, but I really liked the shape of the bottle, and I thought it would make a really great body piece for this. I actually don't know what to quite call this piece. I guess you guys will have to help me come up with a fun name for this. Now, that little square wood piece was part of my box, so I used that as my base of my body. Then I am taking some Dollar Tree larger globe pieces, which was from a unfinished project which failed in one of my Disney and Mickey DIYs that I did. Actually, a collab with Crafty Leeny. I'll have that collab list or video up above so you can see those fun DIYs that I did for my Disney themed. So I wanted to reuse it since I had already started the project, and I thought this could make a really cute Minnie Mouse. So that's the direction I went with. I took the Dollar Tree skirt that was also one of my challenge items. And I don't know why, I just saw it and thought it would make a really cute, now I can't think of what these things are called. Are they shawls? Or I used to have these when I was little, like back in the 90s. They were like, everyone had them. Anyways, I kind of made that little piece as the body part. Then I took another Dollar Tree glitter bow and made that the centerpiece for Minnie's, of course, large bow. Then I took some of my yarn, which I have crafted with so many times, and I just wanted to finish off the top edge of the tree skirt because it just looked unfinished. So I just kind of loosely tied that around up at the top and let a little bit dangle to give it the effect of a cute little scarf that she would be wearing. And here is how I have these two set up. I really adore them, and I didn't even realize I was doing a Disney theme until I had already finished my Minnie Mouse. So I just had to keep going in the Disney theme direction, and I really do love it. I still don't quite know what to call Minnie Mouse. Like, she's like a modern like lamp pole. Is that what we can call? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think we should call her. And we have Olaf, who is melting and glittery and so adorable. And can you tell that they are, or they were once pumpkins? I don't know. I really can't tell anymore. But so for this final piece or project, I had this large stack of the wooden plaques from Dollar Tree. And at first, honestly, didn't know what to do. And I was digging through my leftover bins and pieces that are unfinished, and I came across another Dollar Tree sign that I had dissected and used for a Halloween craft, and decided it would make a really fun outdoor sign. I have nothing on my porch which says Christmas, so I just thought this would make a really fun and easy Christmas sign. So I took 4 of those wooden plaques, which I believe it came in a 5 or 6 pack. I'll have to look at the packaging. And then I painted it with a bright red acrylic paint. And then I took the one that was still glued onto it and painted that in a really fun poppy green color. And then I painted the actual part that will stick into my bucket a red. So I just stuck with the classic Christmas colors. You can always do whatever you or matches your own personal decor style, but I do all classic colors for Christmas. Then I glued everything down to it and let that dry. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, I just love painting, so I decided to sketch out what I wanted it to say, which I'm trying to think now. It says, "We believe in magic and Christmas joy." And I just sketched it out loosely. Then I don't know what happened to this footage. Actually, I think someone tried calling me, and so it interrupted the painting. So you get just a small little part of me painting. I just took one of my smaller paintbrushes and lightly filled in the thicker parts first, and then I go in with an even finer brush and do the last edges. Now, I always love adding pops of white because I think it just adds to it. Now, here is what it looks like a little bit more up close. I still have to erase some of my pencil marks, which you will see, but I always have to let everything fully dry before I can do that. And to add a little bit of that Disney whimsical and charm on my A's and my O's, I added the little Mickey Mouse ears. So I really love that little touch. I thought it was fun. And here it is on my front porch. I love it. It's so fun. It's definitely different looking. But if you adore Christmas and you have kids that love Mickey and all things Disney, this would be a really fun outdoor piece for you to recreate. I hope you guys enjoyed all of my crafts that I came up with for this mystery box challenge, and I want to say a big thank you to my friend DIY with Amber for coming up with this really fun idea, and I had so much fun, and I hope you guys will enjoy the rest of the playlist and all of these awesome creators and contents, and I will see you guys next time.